Want to attend the conference but worried about the cost? I'll show you how to find and apply for travel grants, step by step. It's easier than you think, and that's how I get to travel as the third-year PhD student. So if you're interested, let's dive in.
Let's start with who can apply. Any kind of student. If you're interested in going to a conference, having the role of just a person who attends the conference or the person who presents at the conference, and then you can also present a poster when you basically print out your research results at a huge A1 or A0 paper, and then you present at a parallel poster session when everyone can freely come to your poster and pose your questions. You are supposed to give a short 5-10 minute presentation about your results, or you can also present a talk when you're basically talking in front of a huge public representing the results of your research as well, but just in an oral form with a presentation behind you. So you don't always have to be presenting in order to apply to a travel grant. You can also try if you're just an attendee. However, if you do present, it's a lot easier to get accepted for grants, I'd say. Where to find travel grants? When you're going to a specific conference, you can first go to their website in order to try to see whether they are proposing some of their travel grants in order to cover the expenses for the people who are coming to their conference. Those grants are most likely very competitive, and in my life, I have never gotten any. Sometimes at your university, you may have a travel fund, be it in the Mobility International Office, be it in the scientific center where you actually work in. You can go and try to search for funding over there. Associations are a really great instrument for me. I've applied for travel grants from several associations so far, and honestly, the acceptance rate is amazing for me so far. Associations and societies would be my first go-to thing. You can Google a list of associations in your country or in your area even. That would be a society related to a specific topic. For example, for me, it's cognitive psychology. Then I would go to a European Society of Cognitive Psychology. And so for the case of Norway, it was actually Experimental Psychology Society in the UK who gave me money, £500, but it still covered a good part of the travel. And then when I went to the UK as well, I applied for the same grant and I was accepted. But then also I know several foundations in France, and I think I'm just gonna put a list down below so that you can access some of the opportunities that I have already found for myself. So what you'll need to apply, it's very simple. Normally it's your abstract, the one that you are presented at the conference, light motivational letter, but it doesn't have to be very thought through. In order to strengthen your application, I really like to say that I am planning to meet this concrete person at the conference, the specific professor who I want to potentially collaborate with, or whose feedback on my poster I really want to get, and I think it works every time. Sometimes they ask for CV and then also a really short plan for the expenses, but this could be just accommodation and traveling, as well as maybe a registration fee. Sometimes they're not covered by the travel grant, which is actually interesting. Why? I don't know what's the reason. As for your application, just try to be as specific as possible. Try to say what you're actually presenting and what are your goals for the conference. Try to take some time in order to work on your future plan. What exactly you are planning to do during the conference, which specific talks you really want to attend, and why you can leverage those talks for your own work. Obviously, proofread everything, and if you have this opportunity, ask your colleagues or supervisors to read your application. I think at the first stage it helps a lot. It helped me a lot. I also think travel grants are just an amazing opportunity to train the skill of getting small amounts of money in order to build the confidence of all the calls and applications and submissions. And once you have that, you can actually apply for bigger grants. So it's an amazing training. So with that, I wish you good luck in your applications. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!
I spent an amazing time in the last conference in Norway. Oslo was great. The Airbnb choices literally paid off with this amazing balcony that was given on the park. We had lots of social events during this conference, and at the same time enough free time to discover the city. Once we were invited for a reception at the Oslo City Hall.
Going to the reception.
That was amazing to be inside of such a historical place. They are actually given one of the
Nobel Prizes there, only one nomination, and I think the rest is in Sweden. Nice coffee shops as well, great fish, salmon especially, amazing saunas, and I am totally a sauna person, so getting an opportunity to experience saunas in the very center of the city was such a great advantage of this journey. And then I also took a ferry to go to an island. All the ferries are included in the city transport system, so it was super practical to do a tiny hike session in between my lectures. And also Norwegian design, Scandinavian design is something out of this world, and I think that was my first time in Scandinavia, and I think it is a place to be back to. So stay tuned and we'll see where we end up. And don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in my PhD diaries. I'm Olesia, a third year PhD student, and I would be very glad if you join us. See you very soon in my next video. Bye!